Hi, and welcome to Eyes on Carnivore. My name is Sean, and today I wanted to talk about chromatopsia. That's a new word for me as well. So recently I did fasting. Check out my last video. During that fasting, I got a very good vision improvement and an increase in the hue and saturation that I've previously experienced. So colors look brighter, more saturated. But it was very interesting this time. It was like there was one color that was missing, the blue color. Things were looking very yellow and very green. So the eyes are red, green and blue. That's how we perceive light. So the red, which would be perceiving yellow, and the green, which is perceiving green, were maybe working better, much better than the blue was. And for me, it looked like I was in the sun. The time of the day, the golden hour, if you're familiar with the golden hour, that's what I was experiencing. Everything was looking golden. Green's looking greener, but also the sky was looking green as well. And this chromatopsia lasted for about a week and a half, and I had to correlate it with something else, and that was a severe bout of anxiety. So I had a range of symptoms. I had this anxiety, I had this chromatopsia, and I had cramps. So at the same time as getting all this, I had to stop doing the electrolytes. I stopped doing the beta-hydroxybutyrate, which has the ketone supplement, also contains potassium, sodium and magnesium. So the balance there was too much magnesium, I feel. So I ran out of that stuff, and for a few days I decided I need to stop all supplements and just drink a lot of water. So I drank a lot of water and and did my thing. The cramps one morning went away, and then the light clicked on. It's like all these things are connected. So what I'm going to do now is just talk about chromatopsia and my findings with this electrolyte imbalance. So let's investigate now. So chromatopsia basically means seeing the world with colors shifted or distorted. It's like your eyes or brain are turning up the volume on certain colours while muting others. There are a few different versions of this: cyanopsia, when everything has a blue tint; erythropsia, when reds are overpowering; xanthopsia, when the world looks yellowish; chloropsia, when greens take over. These shifts can happen from medications, eye surgery, or even changes in electrolytes and metabolism. In my case, I was experiencing a mix of xanthopsia and chloropsia. Fasting and electrolytes. Two topics that seem separate, but for me they collided in a very unexpected way. During a 3-day fast, something remarkable happened. On the second day, I noticed the world looking strangely different. Colours shifted. Reds and greens looked incredibly vivid, while blues seemed muted. Even the white visual snow I usually see turned lime green. At the same time, I was experiencing strong leg cramps and a wave of anxiety that lasted for days. It turns out these symptoms were linked. I had been supplementing with BHB salts and magnesium, which pushed my electrolyte balance off kilter. Too much magnesium. Once I stopped those supplements and focused on hydration, the cramps disappeared, the anxiety lifted, and my colour vision began returning to normal. This led to a fascinating realisation. Electrolyte imbalance doesn't just affect muscles and mood, it can literally change how we see the world, altering the electrical signalling of cone cells in the retina and the way our brain interprets colour. What's even more intriguing is that during this fast, I achieved my best ever visual acuity score, 6/7.5 -2 in my right eye. That's extraordinary, considering that before starting the carnivore diet, I couldn't make out any letters on the eye chart at all. This suggests that elevated ketones may provide a vision boost, supporting repair and function in a way that persists as long as ketosis is maintained. Let's expand the science a little. The retina is an electrically active tissue. Photoreceptor cells, especially the cones responsible for color vision, rely on precise ionic gradients of sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium to generate signals. If one ion, like magnesium, becomes disproportionately high relative to the others, it can shift the balance of these gradients. That may bias the activity of certain cone types, in this case favoring red and green over blue. Magnesium in particular affects calcium channels. Excess magnesium can dampen calcium-dependent signaling, which blue cones rely on more heavily. This could explain why blues dropped out while reds and greens seem to surge. It's not just a visual trick, it's a change in the fundamental bioelectric signaling of the retina. And this isn't isolated to the eyes. Electrolyte imbalance alters neuronal excitability throughout the nervous system. The same shift that disrupted color balance also drove my cramps and likely contributed to the strong, persistent anxiety I felt during the fast. Once electrolytes normalized, both my mood and my vision stabilized. At the same time, ketones were working in the opposite direction, enhancing vision. Ketones increase mitochondrial efficiency and reduce oxidative stress, both of which are critical in the energy-hungry retina. This combination of electrolyte disruption and ketone support created a unique window into how metabolism and ions directly shape perception. Now, let's talk about something bigger: nutrition science itself. Most of the dietary studies we rely on today are built on a flawed foundation. Nearly all nutrition science has been conducted in the context of mixed macronutrient diets, with fat, protein, and especially carbohydrates always present. The problem is that this biases the results. It means we don't actually have controlled studies that isolate what happens when carbohydrates are reduced, such as in a carnivore or ketogenic lifestyle. That's why so many established facts in nutrition don't line up with lived experiences. The research is incomplete, often biased, and in many cases untested in the very metabolic states we're now exploring. My observation that electrolytes can literally shift color vision during fasting is an example of a finding that falls completely outside the current framework of nutrition science. This gap highlights why personal experimentation and careful observation matter so much. Sometimes the science isn't wrong, it's just not asking the right questions. And until studies are done without carbohydrates in the mix, the full truth about human metabolism, brain function, and even vision will remain hidden. So here's the big takeaway. Electrolytes aren't just about hydration or muscle cramps. They can change your mood, your perception, and even the very colors you see. And when combined with the metabolic power of ketones, they reveal just how much untapped potential exists in understanding human physiology outside the traditional high-carb framework. So there's a lot of information there, and please check out the description for the links that I've put together. But essentially it was very, very easy for me to understand that the cramping, the anxiety, which lasted a few days, and I didn't put it all together until the cramps went away, and this fluctuation in my vision, this chromatopsia. So I have arranged to go see a neuro-ophthalmologist next week, a Dr. Lowe, and I'm actually going to be sending this video to Dr. Lowe as a preliminary to my patient case findings. And I've sent him all my reports, or some of my reports to date, so it'd be very interesting for me to talk to this gentleman, because essentially I'm the first person he may have ever seen that's improved their vision, greatly improved their vision, reverse their blindness. I mean, I think curing blindness is what's going on for me. It certainly has a lot of telling signals that I think over time we're going to find out more. So let's fingers crossed. You never know what's going to happen next with this story. Certainly there's a lot of improvement that can happen. I'm looking forward to it. So please guys, if you like the content, hit the like button and subscribe. Make that bell ring a ding ding, hit the notification bell and leave me a comment please. Tell me what you think and I'll see you in the next one.